This is the Net Group Investments Insights Podcast, where one or more of our experts explore a variety of views and insights that investors care about.
Hello, I'm Trevor Garvin from Net Group Investments Multi-Manager. Welcome to this week's market and economic wrap entitled Rand Strength on the back of potential US rate cuts and successful hosting of G20 summit. South Africa's political landscape was active this week. Parliament's ad hoc committee began high-profile hearings into alleged infiltration of the criminal justice system, with testimony from Kat Matlala. The EFF renewed calls for President Cyril Ramaphosa to be held accountable for the Phala Phala farm scandal, demanding a constitutional court ruling. In KwaZulu-Natal, political tensions escalated as the Umkhonto we Sizwe party pushed for a motion of no confidence against Premier Thami Ntuli. South Africa's hosting of the G20 summit in Johannesburg early in November continued to reverberate. The summit marked a historic moment for Africa, emphasizing debt relief, climate resilience, and industrialization under the Johannesburg Declaration. However, geopolitical tensions flared as the United States boycotted the event, citing diplomatic disputes. The summit also launched the key critical minerals framework, reinforcing Africa's role in global governance within this area. The week also ended on a high, with the Springboks walloping Wales 73-0 to end their European tour off unbeaten with 5 straight test victories. We also wait excitedly for next week's final Formula One Grand Prix event of the year in Abu Dhabi, with 3 drivers, Verstappen, Piastri and Norris, all still in contention for the title of world champion. Turning to the investment markets, the Rand pulled back from 17 Rand 37 to $1 a week ago to be trading at 17 Rand and 8 cents this morning. The Rand, together with other high-yielding currencies, benefited from a revival of expectations of a US interest rate cut in December. This would enable an increase in the carry trade between the US dollar and Rand. The JSE All-Share Index surrendered some of its recent strong gains despite a jump in basic materials, which surged on the back of robust gains in platinum, as losses in industrials and financials offset this boost. The JSE All-Share was down 0.3% for the week, with resources being up 3.5%, but industrials and financials both down around 1.5%. US markets closed for the Thanksgiving holiday on Thursday, and opening for half of only a session on Friday, recorded solid gains early in the week on renewed optimism about a Fed cut in December. Speculation that Kevin Hassett, who has advocated for aggressive interest rate cuts, will replace Fed Chair Jerome Powell in May next year, buoyed market sentiment. The S&P was up 3.2% for the week, the Nasdaq up 4.2%, and the Japanese Nikkei up 3%. European equities gained as investors priced in monetary easing and followed Wall Street's lead. Sentiment was supported by hopes of fiscal stimulus and infrastructure spending in Germany. Asian markets closed higher, with the Nikkei adding to the positive momentum from last week, following the government's larger-than-expected stimulus package. In the bond market, the yield on the benchmark South African 10-year government bond eased to 8.55% from 8.66% last week, as the positive sentiment regarding the fiscal position and inflation outlook continued. In commodity markets, Brent crude oil strengthened early in the week, but faced pressure later due to a surprise buildup in US inventories and speculation about a Russia-Ukraine peace deal. The oil price ended the week on $65 a barrel, up 4% for the week. The gold price was range-bound, hovering around $4,170 an ounce. At the same time, platinum surged on reports of persistent supply shortages from South Africa and strong investment demand, compounded by geopolitical competition for the metal between the US and China. Platinum was up 6.5% for the week, ending on $1,608 an ounce. Markets have shown fantastic returns year to date, with the All-Share Index giving returns close to 40%, and some gold and platinum stocks up well over 200 to 250% for the year. Perhaps some degree of caution is needed in the next few months. That brings us to the end of this week's Market Wrap. Till next time, with thanks, Trevor.
This podcast is for marketing purposes only. The information contained in the podcast or video was for information purposes and does not constitute advice, recommendation, or an offer or solicitation to purchase or sell any funds or strategies to any person in any jurisdiction in which the offer, recommendation, or solicitation to purchase would be unlawful.